It feels like the world just got out of my way. This air belongs to me now. No one is calling to ask where I am. Every mile ahead is a win. Tonight the dark feels like home. You looked away before our eyes could meet. That split second changed my whole plan. I walked out without saying a word. The drive started before the engine turned warm. A midnight ride was the only way out. That highway stretch goes on forever. Nothing behind me matters tonight. The town is getting smaller every minute. It feels like the world just got out of my way. Freedom is the only thing on my mind. Nothing can slow me down this time. I am finally starting to breathe. 3 years at that desk felt like a cage. That voicemail from mom, can't wait a week. Best friends don't ask why you left. They just answer on the first ring. Scrolling through names while I sit on wood. Tuesday looks better from out here. The country air is sharp and clean. It feels like the world just got out of my way. The dashboard glow is my only friend. Nobody tells me which turn to take. Everything I used to be is gone. This is the deepest breath of my life. It feels so good to be gone. The road is all I need. That spotlight finally feels real. Everything they promised didn't happen. The coat fits quite nicely. My hands don't even shake. Standing where you said never. The view is better tonight. I finally took back control. I'm not ready to park this car just yet. The seat beside me remains empty. You missed the part where I won. Gratitude goes to the ones who stay. This win is a quiet tribute. Yeah, 3 a.m. on this road. Trees pass by like gray ghosts. The person in the dash glows. I like the way I talk. A dark path feels like peace. Freedom is this slow drive. I turn the dial up high. I'm not ready to park this car just yet. That front gate looks too small. The air out here is enough. Thank you for the grace shown. I don't owe any more talk. My tires hum a low song. Once I stop it all evaporates. The seat beside me remains empty. Maybe I will drive until dawn. Just one more mile alone.
Can you hear me over the wind? You never
never knew how much I held back. Tonight belongs to the version of me that finally won. That old version of me just died at the desk. We won't see that guy again. That badge on the lanyard hits the dirt by the gate. Yesterday's shirt has been on since Monday morning. 7 strangers at the terminal just watch me laugh. Somersault is already stinging on the tip of my tongue. This 4 a.m. drive feels like the biggest win of my life. The driver is staring at the road while I'm celebrating everything I didn't say today is finally blowing away. Can you hear me over the wind? This spirit is louder than the storm tonight. You always thought I was the one who followed along. The silence was just me waiting for the right turn. I'm done being the man you expected to see. Oh, 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 oh. Solo nights are better than years of taking orders. The paycheck on the table doesn't buy my time anymore. Passing the departure gate feels like breaking the chain. Now the air feels different because I actually own it. Yesterday's clothes are wrinkled but I feel brand new. This trip isn't a vacation, it's a clean break. Can you hear me over the wind? The mask just cracked and I'm finally breathing. You missed the part where I stopped caring about the plan. This is the last time you'll hear me call. How much I held back. That stray cat is waiting outside again. Saturday morning arrives without a sound. Those 30 years felt like a long shift. I've got all the time in the world tonight. The weekend feels wide and completely new. Closing my eyes feels like a small win. This heart finally stopped racing. Yeah, that old radio song plays in the rental. These toes curl tight inside my sneakers. A decades old memory hits like a wave. Nothing needs to be done before noon. I've got all the time in the world tonight. The weight on my shoulders just went away. Choosing to breathe is all that I do. My mind just found some peace. 20 years was spent on your schedule. You never noticed how much I gave up. Everything changed while the sun came up. I am finally living for myself. I've got all the time in the world tonight. That white noise is gone for the first time. This feeling is better than being needed. One more hour of rest sounds perfect now. The world can't wait for me. We don't have to rush anymore. Everything is okay now. We skip the small talk tonight. This road stretches for miles. The fuel gauge is getting low. I'm staying silent until the sun comes up. Tonight feels way too heavy. We lost the lead roles. This story ended last June. The truth is finally coming. 2 a.m. on the bridge. Water moves underneath the metal. No one knows our location. I'm staying silent until the sun comes up. The engine hums a secret. We never learned the ending. That pale sun is waiting. Everything we wrote was fake. Late night insomnia hits hard. We shared the same blood. Family shouldn't hurt this much. I won't say I'm sorry. I'm staying silent until the sun comes up. The distance makes sense now. We burned every single chapter. The dawn finds us empty. This drive is for me. No more making excuses. We reached the city limits. The morning starts right here. You fell back to sleep with your arm across my chest. The ink on those legal papers is finally dry today. That old tension in my neck just disappeared. We spent 10 years pretending this was fine. The dashboard hums a low and steady tune. This midnight ride feels like a new beginning. Even the static sounds like music tonight. The road ahead looks wider than before. That familiar heavy pressure is gone. I am taking the long way back. Everything feels like a win. Sandwich sits in the passenger seat. These tires hit the pavement with a different sound. Your side of the closet is empty at last. Now the cold air feels clean and sharp. 2 decades of trying just came to a halt. A strange energy is finally coming back. Even the static sounds like music tonight. Looks wider than before. That familiar heavy pressure is gone. I am taking the long way back. carried all the weight. We felt the stress together. Your hands were always full, that was just our life. Finals are finally over now, the grades don't matter much. Still pressure had to break, everyone expected far too much. The faster I go, the lighter I feel tonight. I am leaving everything behind. Thank you for trying so hard, I need to be alone. The highway makes me new. Gratitude is all I have, you never walked away once. That tribute belongs to you, this choice is only mine. One blue ink stain on my thumb, it marks the 100 exams. My family wanted a hero, I just wanna disappear. The faster I go, the lighter I feel. Then orange lamps flash above, I'm sending a silent thank you. Nobody is waiting for me, velocity cures the old pressure. You did everything right for us. The expectations were making it hard to breathe. Every mile makes me smaller. I am finally becoming myself. Ay, away from the noise. That old melody plays now. You suddenly appear in mind. Everything feels completely brand new. This winter sunrise arrives late. You wouldn't even know me in this light. Dreams finally have enough space, speeding through the salty air. The maps are staying put. Freedom is my only path. Yeah, yeah. Youth was just being scared. I like who I see. Your lessons really worked out. Looking back feels like fiction. You wouldn't even know me in this light. Running fast toward the edge, every flickering glow is mine. Moving past the old limits, wide open roads ahead. Leaving was the hardest part. Safety used to mean hiding. I cannot go back there. If I stop, I vanish. You wouldn't even know me in this light. Everything is different today. Taking off into the wind. Dreams finally have enough space. This version is better, not turning back tonight. Tonight the grip finally loosened. The steering feels lighter now. 10 hours at that desk ended. Every muscle is letting go. Now the mask is slipping. 30 years of being fine. That version of me vanished. I'm finally out of range, and I'm not coming back. Notifications don't mean a thing. This highway has no end. The noise just fell away. The bar has no crowd, drinking alone was the plan. Solo night suits this change. Everything stopped being so urgent. Red alerts stay behind me. Quiet replaced the constant rings. That suit was a cage. Freedom tastes like cold air. I'm finally out of range, and I'm not coming back. The dashboard glow is enough. Time doesn't own me anymore. This is the best I've been. Distance is my only friend. I was falling in that office. Everything makes sense in motion. Nothing is dragging me back. I'm not coming back. The sky is wide open. Like a year, those white paint chips became my only friends. The plastic band on my wrist finally snapped off. I climbed this hill just to prove I could. Nothing can reach me up here. The air tastes different when it is free. Every bone feels like it belongs to me again. There are no machines telling me how to breathe. The world below looks so small and simple. It felt like I was never coming back. The nurses kept their voices low in the hall. I thought I would die in that narrow bed. I really thought I was finished. The weekend starts without a single pill to take. One lazy day means something completely new now. Morning arrives and I actually get to meet it. My legs are steady as the pink sky turns dark. Nothing can reach me up here. No more IV lines pulling at my skin. This heart is beating on its own tonight. The air tastes different when it is free. I am finally on the other side. The highway looks like a string of pearls. I made it out alive. This metal is the only heart I need. Everything feels relaxed and small. Your face looks like a ghost. The city finally stops screaming. I can breathe when I move. Yeah, 10 in the morning feels cold. Those fluorescent bulbs never stop humming. Nobody says hello when I walk past. This quiet suit makes me feel dangerous. You said I would never make it. The bank account proves you were wrong. Chill air hits my neck today. Nothing matters as much as it did. This metal is the only heart I need. Success is a very calm way. The past is getting smaller now. We were close once upon a time. Now we are just total strangers. Our parents don't talk at all. That used to be a big deal. Now I skate through the park alone. Sidewalks feel like they belong to me. Headphones on, so the world disappears. Crossing the street with closed eyes. Everything is easier when you leave. This metal is the only heart I need. That office feels like a museum. You look at me with hate. I am feel like gold. Your doubt was a useful gift. Everything feels relaxed and small. Your face looks like a ghost. That old badge feels heavy. 10 years went by fast. The manager looks really confused. I just handed over my key. Usually I punch a clock. The schedule tells me when to eat. Tonight the highway feels wide. Nothing is planned for tomorrow. Don't ask me when I'm coming home. The midnight ride has no end. Everything I knew is behind me. Driving feels like waking up. This is for my own sake. No one calls my name anymore. A white sticker on the dashboard peels. It's the only thing I kept. We spent too long waiting. Your rules don't reach this car. Freedom was just a gear shift away. Don't ask me when I'm coming home. My pulse is the only lead. The speed feels like the truth I am. Finally taking a breath. Don't ask me when I'm coming home. The years of work are done. For once I am not afraid. It feels strange to be free. Yeah. I am never going back. The midnight ride has no end. Yeah. Every turn takes the air out of my lungs. Gasoline and youth are the only things left. I need to find where the coast begins. The dashboard glow shows how fast I go. These dreams don't fit in that quiet town. Watch me outrun the morning. I need to find where the coast begins. These black lines are leading me somewhere new. Everything feels better when I am moving. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. No one is waiting for a phone call back. Life is a map with the middle torn out. Taking the long way just to feel the wind. Yesterday is getting blurry in the dark. The interstate stretches until it hits the sea. Everything I own fit in a single bag. This is the part where I finally disappear. Watch me outrun the morning. I need to find where the coast begins. These black lines are leading me somewhere new. Everything feels better when I am moving. Watch me outrun the morning. I need to find where the coast begins. These black lines are leading me somewhere new. Everything feels better when I am moving. One tank is all I really need. I don't plan on ever looking back. That panel told me no again. Static hums through the metal seat. The cold vibrates under under my skin. Let the speakers tell me who I am tonight. This kick drum is the only thing that works. Turn it up until I disappear. The volume hides every mistake I made. Maybe I am just not good enough. The dream feels further than it did before. Electricity crackles in the wires above. I cannot face the truth of coming home. My hands don't wanna move anymore. The rent is due in 3 days. This kick drum is the only thing that works. Let the speakers tell me who I am tonight. The volume hides every mistake I made. Volume is the only friend I have right now. Sing the things I can't say to myself. I failed them all today. High voltage buzzing in the air. Just let the rhythm take the lead.
Yeah. People are screaming over songs we used to know. The air feels heavy while the laughter grows loud. Nobody notices me drifting through this packed house. This weekend was supposed to feel like a win. My hand grips a drink that went warm an hour ago. The bass is a rhythm hidden, nothing but skin. I own every inch of this dark pavement. There isn't a single soul I have to answer to. 50 years went by before I got to stand here. Everything belongs to me because I am alone. Couples are leaning in to share a private joke. Their faces look different under the streetlight glow. Everyone seems to have a place they belong. The humidity is starting to snap. This morning came and went without a sound. Waiting for a lazy day that never arrives. I own every inch of this dark pavement. No one can tell me where I should go next. This expensive metal is the only friend I need. There isn't a single soul I have to answer to. I own every inch of this dark pavement. Silence is the best thing I ever bought. 50 years is too long to wait for a quiet moment. I spent my whole life sharing the air. Nobody is here to take anything from me. The humidity is gone, and I am still moving. 50 years went by before I got to stand here.
Yeah. These black ink sheets stayed messy. The final bell rang hours ago. Now the city feels big again. We all made it out somehow. Tonight moves like a slow river. The radio play helps me forget. My head is finally getting chill. Nothing matters more than this gear shift. I am breathing for the first time. The heavy air makes me feel relaxed. The loop goes on for miles. 3 years felt like a marathon. The small deaths try to define us. That quiet drive is enough today. Every textbook is at the bottom. The rhythm makes my mind feel calm. Yet the world isn't asking for answers. Nothing matters more than this gear shift. The loop goes on for miles. Every worry stayed back in the library. It is okay to be completely alone. Everything is falling into its place. Nothing matters more than this gear shift. I am the only person out here. The engine hums a steady song. That pressure didn't belong to me. I am just fine right here. Nothing has to happen next. I am breathing for the first time. You looked up for 1 second and caught me. The pulse in my neck won't stop thumping. I turn my head away before you smile. This pulse won't go down even when I hide. These hands won't stop their stupid shaking. A late night brings out the parts I hate. Every nerve feels like a live wire. And now, look at me now and tell me I'm not here. Dawn comes around and I am still yelling. You don't know that I am finally breaking. That industrial air tastes like iron today. The heavy weight is just for me to carry. 6 months have gone by in total darkness. I used to follow every single rule you made. Doing what I was told feels like a lie. My own lungs can finally breathe out loud. Insomnia makes the truth sound way too sharp. Nobody is around to tell me to be nice. The sound of my own voice is terrifying. Look at me now and tell me I'm not here. Being the good one didn't save a thing. I am done pretending that I love this path. That old concrete feels cold under my boots. This version of me is someone you'll never see. Look at me now and tell me I'm not here. The distance between us was my own making. I really am terrified of who I became. Nobody can make me be a stranger anymore. I am so tired of being perfect. This is the only way I can That girl stands there like a secret you finally told. Now the air feels different against my skin. You never mentioned her name once in 6 months. The silence sounds like a bell that won't stop ringing. Who would wanna sleep through a night like this? I am the youngest in the family, but I see it all now. Every path ahead looks like it leads somewhere new. No one brings a heat that burns away all the lies. The city feels like a wide open mouth. You didn't even look guilty when our eyes met. The truth truth is I was never actually yours. It hurts that I mattered so little to you. I am the youngest in the family, but I see it all now. Scraping the frost feels like the only real thing left. Every breath turns into a ghost in the midday heat. People think that I am still a kid who needs help. The steering wheel is cold under my palms. Who would wanna sleep through a night like this? Freedom tastes like the wind hitting my face. Youth is a fire that doesn't need a reason to burn. Every person I pass is a story I haven't started. I am driving until the map runs out. Nobody is waiting for me to come back. I am finally awake. The manager yelled for an hour while I mopped. Every customer looked at me like I was air. Tonight the shift ended and I finally stopped. This machine is the only place where I feel fair. Everything in these 4 doors is mine. The vents are blowing so chill and so calm. Sunday morning, no alarm, just sitting here while it is dark. Whatever happens next is completely up to me. 300 people told me what to do today. They didn't even see the person behind the counter. Now the keys are turning the opposite way. The silence feels relaxed for the first time in years. Everything in these 4 doors is mine. The metal around me feels like a small fort. Nobody is asking for a refill or a fix. It feels so good to be the one in charge. Everything outside doesn't matter for a little while. I spent 12 hours being someone they could ignore. I was just a vest and a name tag in a line. It's exhausting being at the bottom of the list. We just wanna be in charge of our lives. Everything in these 4 doors is mine. The quiet inside is exactly what I need. No one can reach in and take this moment. Every single button is under my own thumb now. It is so calm in here. I am finally relaxed. This belongs to me.